Hello all and welcome to another Kevin Entertainment video. It's Art here with day 17 of Video Palooza 2025. Sorry for the break again, but work caught me off guard yesterday and it was my first day back after the holiday break and it was a bear. So let's dive in to the Amazon merger, or the Amazon buyout of Eon Productions for creative control of the James Bond series, the new director, and where I think the series is going to go. That's what we're covering in this video, so let's cover it, shall we? Personally, I don't mind the buyout, and here's why. I don't mind the buyout because if Barbara Broccoli and the aging Michael G. Wilson don't want to make any more Bond films, or don't think they can make any more Bond films, then I kind of don't want them to. Because I want people that are passionate about the James Bond series to make James Bond material. Always have, always will. I think it's going to wind up being hopefully a better move. I'm optimistic. I'm excited about it simply for the fact I think it's going to wind up being a better move. Now, as far as where I think the series needs to go, I think it needs to go back to classic James Bond. We need to see James Bond. Yes, he can be a little bit younger, on the maybe his mid to lower 30s, but he needs to be an established 00 agent. He needs to be a James Bond that kicks ass, takes names, and does the business. He's a one-man army that can save the world, and they need to return to that. I think that he needs to be a ladies' man again. He needs to be he just needs to be an all-around simple badass. As far as the new director goes, Denis Villeneuve. No, that's not right. Denis Villeneuve, maybe? I think he might be good. I'm going to take a look at his IMDb page and see what he's directed. If I can find it. That's what I'm looking up. But I think it might be good to have a new eye to it, especially if he can successfully navigate action scenes and espionage scenes and dialogue scenes, which I know. But, like, I'll give an example from the old Eon canon. Martin Campbell was very, very good in Casino Royale and in GoldenEye. Very good at introducing two new Bonds to the cinematic screens. Very good at it. Very amazing at the job. Whereas Mark Foster, who had directed Jason Bourne films, made Quantum of Solace more like Jason Bourne than he did James Bond. And that's kind of on him and kind of his fault. So I hope we get a Martin Campbell-esque capable director and not a Mark Foster capable director. And I'm not saying that Mark Foster's a bad director. I loved him in the Jason Bourne films. He just wasn't the right fit for James Bond. It just wasn't the thing. It wasn't the case, and that's not what you're going to have there. Who do I think should play the next James Bond? I would rather it be someone who we don't know yet, somebody that they can lock down long term. Now, Amazon has a fortuitous amount of cash to be able to lock down anybody they want. I would like to see David Arnold return to the James Bond composer. To be the James Bond composer, because I think David Arnold did a wonderful job in the past. And do I consider the first outing of Amazon MGM Studios to be Bond 26? I do, because Bond 26 simply references the 26th James Bond film, which, like it or not, this will be. It's the 26th canon film. Now, whether you want to add in Never Say Never Again, you can probably get away with that now. But I would argue that Never Say Never Again is just a shot-for-shot remake of Thunderball, the much better version of that film. Sorry, Sean Connery, but that you playing in Never Say Never Again and you playing in Thunderball, I prefer Thunderball way more over Never Say Never Again, especially after that screechy fucking theme song. Never Say Never Again, screechy fucking theme song. I love Tom Jones and Thunderball. Let's get that straight right off the rip. I am in love in where we're at with the James Bond canon, and I'm in love in so much as to say I'm in love with the fact that we are getting plenty of material. We got The Hook in the Eye, a Felix Leiter novel by Raymond Benson earlier this year. Next year we're getting 007 First Light, the first video game in 14 years. I am ecstatic about that. Over the moon about that. Playing through the Hitman World of Assassination games right now. Hitman 1, 2, and 3. Part of the World of Assassination right now. Just to get the feel of the Bond, of the James Bond film feel. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt in my mind that IO Interactive is the perfect studio to run long-term, yes, I said long-term, with the James Bond video game license. When do I think we'll see Bond 26? Probably in 2027, maybe 2028, simply because they haven't selected a writer yet. They haven't cast James Bond yet, which I would argue you almost need to cast Bond before you get a writer to come in and write the script. That may not be the way they would do it, but that would be the way I would do it. I would most certainly, without a shadow of a doubt, cast Bond before I before I selected a writer, simply because then I can get a screen test of him being James Bond, and I can tailor that script to where it needs to go. Because remember, you're going to tailor the first script to the character of James Bond. Then you can kind of adapt it as we go along in the series to the actor who plays 007. There is one other thing I would say too, is I would like to see this Bond just be a mission-to-mission Bond. You don't have to have an overarching story. You don't have to have... You could potentially have his origin story, maybe the first one, but they did that already with Casino Royale. I don't know if I'm ready or willing or in the need or able to see another origin story. I don't think I need to. Just give me action, James Bond. Give me something in the main timeline, because the Daniel Craig timeline is the Daniel Craig timeline, because Daniel Craig goes from being a young Bond to an old Bond in the span of like 3 films. And by the time we get to No Time to Die, we see Bond as almost a decrepit agent I mean, he's still got it, but he's in the latter half or the latter stages of his career. So I want to see a young Bond mature and age through the series, but stay in that role of just being this badass, super secret agent 007 James Bond. That's personally what I want to see. Let me know down in the comments down below what you want to see. But tomorrow, day 18 of Video Palooza is going to be the book review of The Life Impossible by Matt Haig. That'll probably be up around 4:30 p.m. Central to 6:30 p.m. Central, just because that may be up a little bit later. It might be up around 12:30, but I would expect it later if I was to be honest with you. This one, of course, is going to be up around our normal shooting time. And we'll have more. And then Friday is the review of the TV series SWAT. And then Saturday, of course, is the CRU. So that'll round out the schedule for the 20 days of what will be 20 days of Video Palooza. So with that said, leave in the comments down below of what you think the new James Bond and the MGM Amazon partnership is going to be. Now, I know Eon still holds a money stake in it, but they don't hold creative control anymore, which I think is potentially good. So we'll see about that. But until next time, happy movie watching. I'll see you again soon. And peace.